in the case against
Fair
Karen
use, fair
Reed. Right now, our
use.
camera on the fan inside the courtroom, as it's been all the time when they are not officially on the record. But the word that we are getting from inside the courtroom is that, in fact, it is a verdict. It's been very confusing here outside the courthouse. I think there was confusion inside the courtroom when there was a knock on the door described by the judge, the jury saying they had a verdict. Then there was the talk of the sealed envelope, which would indicate a verdict form, a verdict slip that had been filled out. Then there was a knock on the door saying no verdict, and now word seeping down that yes, indeed, this is the moment.
All right, here we go, you guys. Here we go. The verdict is in.
As you can hear behind me, the volume is raising outside the courthouse. I'll let you take a look at the folks that what's
Oh
happening
boy.
outside as I speak. But this is the moment. Think about, first of all, for the parties involved in this case, the family of John O'Keefe. They lost a daughter, they lost a son. The children lost two parents, lost a third parent. Matt Johnson also with us. And then you've got Karen Reed, her family, her life on the line here. And then you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of supporters here, all invested in Karen Reed being found not guilty. Matt Johnson is outside.
Here we go, you guys.
With me on the other side. Matt, I heard.
I hope she's innocent because I really feel like there's a lot of corruption going on in this case.
You know, I think that the screams were when we got the official word that there is a verdict, and then immediately law enforcement coordinated. And right now they are pushing these barriers out. They are shutting down the road in front of the
Fair use, fair use.
They are moving all of the traffic through. That is the loud noises. More media is also assembling in this area as we await the official verdict to be read. But this is the area that erupted in cheers when they found out that there's an official verdict, and we're just waiting for that to be read as police
Literally, hold on.
shutting down this road.
21 hours, 1 minute, and 25 seconds. A verdict is in. Verdict is in, y'all.
We'll show that to you. But the true drama here is also inside the courtroom, obviously. So much at stake in this.
I don't know if you guys know about the case, but this is, I feel like it's a corrupted case. I really do. Because normally if there's like, uh-oh.
Pushed in and they went to the barriers, and now the law enforcement is pushing them back out.
Oh, wow. They at the last minute, they're going to act a fool. Wow.
Sort of mob or riot from happening, depending on how this goes in the eyes of these supporters.
So basically, so that it's a police that, I don't know if you guys know about it, but there's a police that passed, that has been unalived on here. This is the girlfriend. Her name is Karen Reed. Is being, they're trying to prosecute her for doing something. I really don't think she did it. As far as from everything that I heard on this case, I didn't see the first case, but you know, like I really was on this one. I had my eyes open on this one, listening closely. And a lot of the things they say don't make no sense. Now, if you got a police who has been unalived by somebody, no matter who that somebody is, you're going to go and you're going to investigate thoroughly. Not halfway, not quarter of the way, not 3/4 of the way, but thoroughly 100% of the way. You would definitely want to investigate it. And this was not investigated in that way. Like where he was found on the one of the policemen's property that he works with, or you know, in that city, Canton, Massachusetts. So here we go. The verdict is in, you guys. The judge, they're waiting for the juries to come into the room. That's why they have the fans. See the fans going? So when they start showing the judge, that means the juries have been seated, and they'll be able to read the verdict. And then like there's Okay, now they can go up to that. That's as far as they can go. They put barricades because they don't want a riot to start, just in case the riot, you know, a lot of these people here wearing pink are for Karen Reed. Um, some of them aren't wearing pink, but they're for Karen Reed. There's a lot of people that know or they feel like there was corruption in this case. And like I said, this is the first time I really watched this. This is the retrial of Karen Reed. They already had one trial, it didn't work out. So let's see how this one works. I hope that she's innocent, y'all. I don't know. I just feel like she's innocent. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it.
The doors open and everyone filed in, but it seems some folks are.
Hello, Mercedes. How are you? They're saying that she hit her boyfriend while they were having argument. You know, like they were having argument. I guess you could say they were arguing, and they went out drinking, and supposedly she hit him with her car. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Hey, Tanya. Celia, sorry, I can't say your name. I'm sorry. Sela, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Hey, D-Truth, thank you for coming in. If the verdict is in, D-Truth, the verdict is in. I'm waiting for them. When that fan goes, like they'll show the judge when the fan goes down, that's when the verdict is going to be read. They're waiting for the jury to come into the room.
To keep everyone quieted down for this moment because the case is not over. The verdict has not been delivered yet.
Right.
We believe the verdict form has been sealed in an envelope, and we are just moments away. If you're just joining,
I just feel like that's wrong what they're doing to her. Please subscribe if you don't mind. Subscribe, like, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Retrial of the century. She's accused of murdering her boyfriend John O'Keefe. It's been years since John O'Keefe died. They were boyfriend and girlfriend for about 2 years. Prosecutors have charged Karen Reed with his murder. She's claimed her innocence. She has pointed the finger at law enforcement for a conspiracy and cover-up. And when you look around the courthouse, all the folks that are here,
fair use, fair use.
Each one of them believes that Karen Reed.
I don't know if anybody's seen this case or heard of this case or watched this case. If you have, please let me know.
Now it's the moment where the jury will speak. So Matt, as we get ready for that moment, what are your thoughts about what it
they
would be like?
Yeah, they do. Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for coming in. She was found not guilty. Oh, wait, are you serious? Oh my God. Why are you telling us this? We wanted to watch it. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. I really felt like she wasn't guilty. Oh my God. Thank you, Gus. I appreciate it. Wow. Once they say the verdict, I'm going to get off of here. But oh, that's crazy.
And then to say we wanted to get all parties assembled, and now for this to take place. I mean, it has been.
Come on, like they literally taking forever.
They're lining the street that has been shut down by state police here. They're in tears. People are crying out here.
Please subscribe if you don't mind, and like the video before you leave. Thank you. I appreciate it.
This entire community that has been divided.
This is crazy.
Which side they're on, their beliefs, they have been so vested in this trial twice over, Vinny.
So do you know anything about this case, Gus?
The investment of the community in what happened here and is unusual. I haven't seen it. You know, I've been at Court TV a long, long time.
Thank you.
I've seen people mobilize to search for a missing child. I've seen people gather to see a conviction of a child killer or a child rapist. I've never seen people gather to support someone accused.
All of it? Wow. So do you believe, Gus, do you believe it was Dog that did that? Do you think that the people in the house did it? Or do you believe that Karen did it, even if they did find her not guilty?
Every poll I've looked at, it's 80-20 not guilty. The question in this moment is the 12 people who will make the decision here. Did they see the same evidence? Did they hear the same testimony that the public
Gus, do
heard?
you have a channel?
They're going to answer that question with the verdict. If the verdict is guilty, they absolutely did not.
I believe that too. I believe that too.
They are totally in sync with the overwhelming majority.
And I hope that he gets justice. You know what I mean? Like, whoever did this to him, I hope that he gets justice.
And watched this trial. That's what makes it different.
You're going to start one soon?
Some of the folks who are waiting here, and
wow.
People are logging on to their
if you know a lot about the Karen case, would you like to come up on my panel and talk about it with me? And see what, you know, like the things that we saw on this, you know, with everything that I seen on Court TV, if I got all the information. If you'd like to come up. Okay, cool. All right, so well, look, my email is so UKNEW 2021 @gmail.com. Email me when you're available, and then I'll make a live for it, and we'll talk about it on here, because this case is crazy. Like, even though I didn't see the first part of it, my new eyes on this, automatically I knew it was like, no, there's no way she did it. I feel like she was being framed. Everything that I saw didn't make any sense. A lot of the things they were talking about didn't make no sense. The prosecutor, he tried his best to try to get the numbers all, you know, the way to make it look like she did it. And I was like, what is going on here? This is crazy. All right, so you got it? UKNEW 2021 @gmail.com. Thanks, Gus. I appreciate it.
Of the courthouse and this crowd that is gathering under the two potential scenarios here.
Well, this crowd is mainly hundreds of Karen Reed supporters that have been vested for these years. As long as we
and the thing about it is like with Karen, they automatically, they got into a fight, so she's like one of those people who is going to go out and go unalive somebody. Not all women do that, for real. Not all women go out and unalive somebody when they get into fights with their men. And there was like, I don't even believe that there was any like DV in the situation where you would even think that this was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Justice for John, man. Justice for John. It's not right. And I feel like a lot of the witnesses were lying. Like they were perjuring themselves on that stand.
Is what's going to be read in court in just a few moments from now.
And I'm sorry to say, but like the mom, I felt like she was exaggerating on some of the things she was saying. Like some of the things where she said that basically more of the women saying, I hit him. And saying that she was so out of line and this and this and that. And I was like, you're going to be upset. Your man just got, you just found your man dead on the grass. Like, why would she not feel upset and out of, as they would say, out of line? Or like she was just losing it. You love your man. Of course you're going to lose it when you find your man unalived on the grass like that. Or I'm sorry, on the snow. That's crazy.
What no other jury has done. The one other jury that heard all of the evidence in this case. And I just find it interesting that this jury didn't ask about exhibits. They didn't ask for readbacks. They didn't need to see any physical evidence there in the deliberation room. All of their questions had to do with the verdict form, clarification on the law, that type of information. So it seems they believe they had everything they needed. And
I wonder if the mom even liked her for his, you know, for her to do the, you know, to be the way she did her on the stand. I wonder if she even liked her as his girlfriend.
Ted, you've also been there for all these big trials through the years. I met you at one of the biggest, the Scott Peterson case. What are your thoughts at this moment?
Yeah, this
Hold on.
story has been so dramatic since it first bubbled up, and here we
They
are.
definitely try to cover it up. D-Truth, when I interview Gus, OMG, there's gonna be some information that you're gonna be like, what the heck?
Hey, I'm really waiting for the man.
Like there was like evidence that she didn't do it.
Paul just moved his camera a little bit, zoomed in and out. I think we're close. Oh, let's go into the courtroom.
Come on. There's still, oh, here we go. We're going in. We're going in. Here's the verdict, you guys. Here comes the verdict. Here's the verdict. Fair use, fair use.
Will the deliberating jurors remain standing?
Hello, Dylan.
All of the fighters may be seated.
Hey, Sikkim, how are you? Thank you for coming through.
Yes.
I'm going to be interviewing Gus, you guys, about Karen Reed's case. Here we go. Here's the verdict. I'm going to be quiet. Fair use. Hello, Ronald.
Mr. Foreman, on docket number 2282 CR 117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty? Not guilty. So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Not guilty.
So say you? No. Do you agree? Yes. Do all of you agree? Yes. Thank you.
Not guilty.
What say you? Is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty? Not guilty. Is not guilty or guilty about that charge or any lesser included charge? Lesser included. Thank you. Specifically number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct. Yes. So say you, Mr. Foreman? Guilty. So say you all? Yes. 003. What say is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death? Is the defendant not guilty or guilty? So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all?
Not guilty.
Your verdict is the court records, and you upon your oath say the defendant on 001 is not guilty.
Her boyfriend.
002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty. Thank you.
All right, jurors, everybody please be seated. Jurors, we thank you for your service. We're going to send you back to services complete. I'd like to talk to them a little bit afterwards. So thank you very much.
Not guilty of all charges. You see that right there? Not Karen Reed, not guilty of all charges. I know. Thank you. I appreciate you telling me. They had to see it for themselves.
Karen Reed. Not yet. Hold on. Karen Reed. Ms. Reed, can I have your attention? As required by statute, I must inform you that the records regarding the charges that you have been found not guilty will be sealed by the Commissioner of Probation by the court unless you notify the Commissioner of Probation
Sealed.
in writing within 10 days that you do not want these records sealed. To request that these records not be sealed, you may use the Request Not to Seal form, which is posted on the trial court's website on mass.gov. I cannot accept the form here in court. You must submit to the Commissioner of Probation at the address provided on the form. Please be aware that if the records regarding the charges which you have been found not guilty are sealed, you will be unable to access the sealed record of the not guilty dispositions or any other records regarding those charges. If you want copies of any documents regarding those charges before the records are sealed, you should request copies from the court within 10 days. Do you understand? Thank you.
All right, so we need a date for sentencing. Can we do it next week?
And we would be prepared to go forward today.
Okay? Okay.
All right. So they just got her operating while under the influence. She's cute too, LOL. You like Karen, huh?
Folks here, but this is a real reaction. This isn't, people aren't faking it. This is a true reaction to the moment. As I was listening, the eruption came. The eruption. And now they are celebrating the moment that they've been waiting for years now.
Did everybody else get to know where you are? Okay.
Wow.
So I'm happy to do it. All right. Thank you all.
1 year probation, 1 year probation on docket number 002, the lesser included offense of operating under the influence. 1 year probation. The 24D program.
1 year probation for operating under the influence. Is that what they're saying? Because that's what it sounded like he just said. 1 year probation. That means she doesn't do time. But if she does anything else, she'll get in trouble. Bye, Sikkim. Thank you for coming through. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. For those that are in here that are not subscribed to me, please subscribe. And for those that have not hit that like, please hit the like. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Gus and I are going to have a discussion about the Karen Reed case and what we felt like. Why is she innocent? And why, what happened? Like, who would be the one to do this? Like, this is crazy work. This is crazy, you guys. And I know somebody came in here saying she's guilty, but I don't think she's guilty. Don't forget that the tail light that was barely broken, it was like a piece missing, and then all of a sudden, the whole thing's just about gone. No. That was a frame. That was being framed, making it look like she hit him. So no. And then they put the pieces where and then they blew the snow off of it. How in the heck? Really? Come on now. I don't think so. All right, you guys. She's not guilty. Thank you for coming through. Y'all have a great day.
They felt the moment. Now they're getting ready for the next moment, which will be the celebration with Karen Reed and her attorneys. I'm wondering how and when the O'Keefe family will exit the courthouse at this moment. I think that's another.
I feel bad for the family that they lost their son, but
the eruption is going to be deafening when you see Karen Reed, Alan Jackson, David Yannetti,
okay.
Leslie,
That sounds good.
And the rest of the family.
All right, you guys, that was it. Fair use. Wow. Let's see Karen Reed come out, and then we'll get off of here. I'm gonna bring her up real close, y'all. Where's she at? Let's see. She should be coming out right there. That's not her, though.
Never experienced anything quite like this. And the emotion is real. And people aren't faking it. They're not forcing it.
I'm trying to see where she's at. I don't see her yet.
If you're just joining us, folks,
oh, they're going to probably show her coming down here right here. Sorry about the moving.
I've been calling it the retrial of the century because it's the retrial of the century. And the retrial ended with not guilty verdicts across the board. See some more of the security there. Again, we wait for Karen Reed and the defense team to exit, I think everyone realizes what an explosion it will be in that moment of sound. Everyone's got their phones up now recording the moment after experiencing the moment together outside of the courthouse. The only lingering question for me right now, though, is John O'Keefe's family, if they're going to take them out the back of the courthouse, because there is an exit out the backside, and I think that would be the smart thing to do for that family. But for Alan Jackson, David Yanity, and Karen Reed, fair use. We've seen it through the years at Court TV several times. It's been a few years, though, since
I'm from Louisiana. Where are you from, Gus?
Even close to this, because it's overwhelming support for the verdict that the jury handed down.
If you're still in here, I didn't even see that. I'm sorry.
Matt Johnson can hear me. Matt, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All the media is assembling right now on the courthouse steps. We're waiting for Karen Reed and her team to assemble down and leave the courthouse. A lot of police presence out here on the courthouse.
Don't forget to email me and let me know when you're available so we can do the live, Gus, if you're still in here.
And we are just anxiously waiting for all parties to exit the courthouse here. Now, I am wondering if some of the parties might choose to exit through the back. That's where the jury had been entering and exiting the courthouse until now, so we know that that's an open.
It should be coming out soon.
But yeah, it's just a waiting game right now from my vantage point. We are at the podium waiting for Karen Reed to address her supporters and address the media.
Man, I can spot Nick Rocco's been on my show throughout all of this, one of the leaders in raising funds for this defense team. He's not a lawyer. He's never been involved in anything like this.
Come on.
Raised money.
Come on out, y'all.
Helped this defense team. You can't put on
I should have had this thing on there, because this thing is moving a lot.
For the lawyers, for the expenses. You have a lawyer
Here we go.
from California. You have a lawyer from New York. All that's got to be paid for somehow, some way. And that's another part of the story. The over $1 million that was raised for Karen Reed. Much of it by the people you are seeing right in front of this courthouse. As we wait for the moment, and the moment is Karen Reed coming down, found guilty of only a minor charge of operating under the influence, which is tantamount to a throwaway compared to what she was facing for manslaughter, leaving the scene of an accident with a death involved, and of course, murder. So this is a win across the board. It's a celebration in the streets of Dedham where they've closed down the street.
Look at that. Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. Just only driving under the influence or operating under influence.
And right now, I'm just anticipating that moment. I know we've got the rest of our anchors in the
They're taking forever.
So I'll go to Michael Ayala, my friend. We've been through this for years, decades together. I know if they come out, you'll be cut off. But what are your thoughts right now? Listen,
Let me sit back, because this thing,
the only thing
there's too much movement going on here.
What was proven by the prosecution in this case was the fact that she drove drunk at some point. And again, the jury seemed to make the distinction between the 12:45 and the 5 a.m. in the morning, because we know that breathalyzer test, and she wasn't tested, that blood alcohol level, wasn't taken until 9 a.m. that morning. So they made the distinction. Was she drunk at 12:45? Was she drunk at 5? Clearly, 5 o'clock. Was she at 12:45? We don't know. But I always felt at 5 o'clock driving that truck, she was drunk, because by the time she got to the hospital at 9, she had a blood alcohol level that was above the legal limit. And that's the one that they stuck on. They were there. They fought through this. Maybe there was some back and forth as to maybe something a little higher. We know they were stuck on involuntary manslaughter. The first time around, maybe there was some discussion about that. But ultimately, I think they came down on the one charge that one can say was truly proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
And more celebration. They just sang the Star Spangled Banner here outside the courthouse. Something else that we've seen as we got closer here in the buffer zone, there were no Karen Reed signs, so they started passing out American flags.
Hey, Gertrude, how are you? Thank you for coming through.
The cause justice that people were seeking was, hey, this is the United States of America. We want justice. So for all these folks, they believe justice was served today.
Not
They
guilty.
believe justice was
That
served.
case I've been on,
And again,
watching all this time. Yeah, not guilty.
no one's going to leave here.
Yes,
until
live.
Karen Reed walks out of the courthouse.
Yes.
Flanked by Alan Jackson.
Fair use.
And Robert
Huh?
and the rest of the defense team.
What?
It's unusual. It's unusual for a not guilty. This is where we are.
I know. That's why I don't know why you're in here.
What are your thoughts right now?
You are all set, Miss Reed. Free Karen Reed, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for everything, Karen.
All right, come through here. Thoughts at this moment?
So excited. Couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
There you go. Woo, woo, woo. Speaks volumes. Young children with American flags. How you doing? What are your thoughts right now?
I'm excited. I'm so happy. I've been waiting for this for we all have for a long time. And you all
This is Massachusetts history. Massachusetts history. We got the justice that we deserve for the O'Keefe family as well. We send our love.
Thank you. The last time we had a verdict of this magnitude in this town, in this courthouse, was Simon
Yeah.
Vanzetti. Much different scenario. Over here you can see Charles Boy, who was very much responsible for beginning the Free Karen Reed movement, which took off.
Hello, Jimmy. How are you? If you're not sub, please sub to me. I'd appreciate it. Hit that like before you leave as well.
Going up the steps. Excuse me, pardon me. Pardon me. I'm walking through another sea of pink. Another sea of pink. Yeah. All right. This is an interesting perspective. We can turn and look here. And what's happening, you can see the crowd and you'll see.
Wow, look at all these people that were there for Karen Reed.
Moment happens. The first big moment, obviously, the not guilty.
We're waiting for Karen Reed to come out, and then I'm going to get off.
The influence, which is a throwaway. And now they're waiting for Karen Reed.
Should be out soon.
I know Ted and Julie also standing by. I don't know if Judge Ashley's there as well. But one we
Fair use, fair use.
Ted Rollins, your response.
I have to tell you, when you talk about reasonable doubt, there was reasonable doubt in this case. Whether you believe Karen
For
Reed
real, for real.
John O'Keefe or not, the investigation, the way the authorities, specifically Trooper Proctor and others involved in the investigation, is the reason that she was found not guilty unanimously by this jury. I can't imagine.
Not guilty of leaving scene of accident resulting in death.
And returning a guilty verdict. It would be hard to live with, and I truly believe there is a direct connection between the investigation.
Only operating under the influence is what she ended up getting.
Yeah, Julie Janae, your thoughts.
And from my understanding, that guy was hollering, I think he said 12-month probation.
This person who was not a celebrity before, no one knew who she was. But something about her story sparked something in them that they felt so deeply convicted about her cause. And this is just one of those cases where they're saying that they want justice for John O'Keefe as well.
Yes.
What is justice now? I'm thinking about his family. They've got to be heartbroken in this moment. After 2 trials, after sitting there day after day, the woman that they believe killed their son, their uncle, their brother, is walking free. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't be walking free, but this leaves a real hole because all of these people believe someone else was responsible, but we know there's not going to be any other prosecution, no other charges in this case.
Wow.
This is certainly a fantastic legal team for Karen Reed, and they won the case based on the evidence.
I was hoping they reopen it and find out who did it.
Matt Johnson.
They sold the house already, so there's no way they can investigate that. I'm sure they've done a lot of renovating, so that's over with. Like, I can't believe they didn't do 100% thorough work on the, while they were supposed, the detectives, and that's crazy.
The podium is set up. We're she has not been answering any questions. This defense team, along with the prosecutors, they've been under gag order after this very...
Karen Reed, not guilty of second-degree unaliving.
You have to think back to how each case...
So all three, not guilty, but she ended up having the operating under the influence.
Expert witnesses, from both sides. And the amount of money that was spent on this trial on both sides. You had the Commonwealth that spent probably more than $1 million.
They got some bad service over there. I don't know what's going on.
And now you have a situation where there's been...
I guess they're overloading on the Wi-Fi or whatever.
There is
The data
be a
is
lot of questions in this community. Everyone that you talk to is still divided. A lot of people tell me that they cannot talk.
not guilty, second-degree unaliving.
I think that remains the same.
None of them. All not guilty except for operating under the influence, which the
Horizon as well, because Karen Reed
defense attorney added that at, yesterday, I believe it was. They added that yesterday.
which is going to be a civil suit. And I think that
Driving under the, I'm sorry, operating under the influence.
and but I know that this defendant and this defense team are happy that she's coming home.
Absolutely. I'm taking a look up on the steps.
I know Karen's gonna get some sleep now.
They may be getting ready. Okay. Let's take a quick break, folks. I'm looking at all these faces. It's jubilation in the streets of Dedham. Our coverage of the Karen Reed not guilty verdict continues.
All right, you guys, I gotta take it off of there. I don't know if it's gonna be a commercial or not. If they don't go, I mean, if they don't come out of that building in the next couple of minutes, I'm getting off of here. My hand's getting tired of holding this phone. So, yep, not guilty. I already knew she wasn't going to be guilty. I just, with everything that went on in that court, I mean, I could read people's body language. They were lying left and right. I'm surprised they're not going to get in trouble for perjuring themselves on the stand. Even the police that lied. Yep. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to be doing a live with Gus. His name is, I'm just going to say Gus. Anyway, I gave him my email and we're going to get in touch with each other so he could come up on the panel and we're going to talk Karen Reed's case. And then that's when we're going to show you why she's not guilty, why there's a lot of evidence showing that she's not guilty. Like, it's just crazy. The damage on his arm, all that, the bruising and all that, yeah. The cuts, So hopefully it'll be over soon. I'm just gonna give them a couple more minutes. This thing should be over. The we'll be back thing. They should be back soon. And that way I can get off of here. I had to go cook. I can't believe this commercial is so long. Good Lord. Not commercial, but this break thing for Samsung Smart TV. So everybody and anybody that's coming in here, do you guys know anything about this case?
TV.
There we go. We're about to get it back in. We're in.
2282 CR 117001, murder in the second degree. What say you? Is the defendant
Here we go.
guilty
Listen.
or not guilty? Not guilty. So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say
Fair
you-
use.
No, do you agree? Yes. Do all of you agree? Yes. Thank you. 002, what say is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty? Not guilty. Is not guilty or guilty about that charge or any lesser included charge? Lesser included. Thank you. Specifically number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct? Yes. So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all? Here's a 3. What say is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death? The defendant not guilty or guilty? So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all? Jurors, hearkening your verdict as the court records, and you upon your oath say the defendant on 001 is not guilty, on 002 is guilty of operating in the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty. Thank you.
Not guilty.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the verdict in the retrial of the century. Karen Reed not guilty of every charge that actually counts. Guilty of operating under the influence. Everything else not guilty. Right now we're outside the courthouse. The street has been blocked off. You see the officers on the top of the steps.
Hey, look at all these people for her. That's a lot of people coming for her. Wow. Free her. That's right. She's about to come out. Justice for John. Justice for John. That's what they're saying.
Because the folks outside this courthouse believe that justice for John O'Keefe is an investigation of the investigators and an investigation of the people who were inside 34 Fairview. I've been covering cases and stories for a long time. That investigation is not happening. There will be no more charges.
Wow.
To the death of John O'Keefe. Criminal charges.
They need to reopen this case and get the right people.
Part pep rally. It's part celebration. It's everything that they've been talking about year after year in the build-up to this moment. Matt Johnson is also with us outside across the street. Matt, I can't hear myself, but can you hear me? We can't hear each other, and we're both outside. That's the level of noise here coming from the folks. I look at some of the faces, a lot of smiling faces. Why are you so happy?
Karen Reed is free! Woo!
Why is that important to you?
I love Karen Reed. We've been following this case for a long time. Freedom for Karen is justice for John. Yeah.
What happens next? What happens next?
We get justice for John, because that's what really matters at the end of the day. And freeing Karen Reed means justice for John.
I don't know if that's what they're saying, but allegedly they're saying investigate the Alberts, but that's where he was found, on the property of the Alberts.
Someone is walking out of the courthouse right now. Someone's walking out. False alarm. False alarm. It's taken a while for them to come out. It's an emotional day. It's an emotional moment. Matt Johnson, can you hear me now?
Oh boy, oh boy.
It is so loud. Yeah, it is so loud. Matt can't hear me across. Now, Michael Ayala, there have been emotional trials before. There have been people invested in the outcomes, but it's never been under these circumstances. I'm wondering what
Fair use, again, fair use.
the chance of justice for John O'Keefe, the chance of lockup Jen, referring to Jennifer McCabe.
Yeah, I mean, it just reminds me, Vinny, of the O.J. Simpson case. It just does. I know that's not something people like to talk about, but, you know, the support, now he was, of course, a celebrity, so there's something different there. But the support for a defendant, the dislike of the police, which is so palpable in this case. You know, in trying to think, Vinny, about why these people are so behind Karen Reed, I can only think that she just represents all of them. They all have
Reed supporters chant "Lock up Jen." Oh my goodness. That's one of the people that were allegedly lying at on the stand. Jen.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to sneak in a quick break. When we come back, our continuing coverage.
All right, that's it. They're taking too long to come out of there. All right, you guys, I'll make a short with her coming out. Bye.